So I did an intro to this topic, and now I'm going to go a little bit deeper into FinCEN's beneficial ownership reporting requirement that starts January 1st, 2024. So a little bit of background on this. The Corporate Transparency Act, which was passed in 2021, was the legislation that was behind this requirement. So the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is also known as FinCEN, introduced the beneficial ownership information reporting requirements, and this was to enhance transparency in business ownership. Now, part of the reason for doing this is because they are trying to prevent financial crimes through transparent ownership. And there is concern about it because of money laundering, tax evasion, terrorist financing. And they also think that it's going to create a fair business environment where companies can operate on a level playing field. So why is this important? So most companies might operate within the law. So this just seems like it's another reporting requirement that takes time away from running and growing their business. And while that might be valid, regardless, it is a requirement. And it should be a priority for your company. And if you're someone who tends to be lax about filing dates and deadlines, you're going to need to change your attitude on this, because this deadline, by missing it, will be an expensive endeavor. So, in a nutshell, what are the penalties and consequences for not filing a report or filing late? So, failure to file in a timely manner, or doing submitting a report that's incorrect or incomplete, can result in substantial financial penalties and even criminal charges. So what are the financial penalties? So some of these are fines, but they can be significant. And, these are civil penalties. The exact amount may vary, but they can be considerable, and that can be quite a burden on a company. Now, it goes past that to become criminal penalties for not filing or being non-compliant if it is found to be willful. So that means if a business knowingly fails to report accurate information, or deliberately submitting a false report with false information, you could face criminal charges, and that could include prison terms in addition to the financial fines. Then beyond that, there are other consequences like damage to the company's reputation, loss of business opportunities, and even putting future and existing relationships with banks and other financial institutions in jeopardy. And on top of it, it could potentially trigger investigations into other aspects of the business's operations. So, there's other impacts. It can be disruptive to normal business operations, and really take away time that you would much rather spend on working on your business. Then the last thing that's really important to consider is that there could be personal liability because of non-compliance. So that could mean personal, legal, and financial repercussions for business owners, officers, and other key individuals. And yeah, I said civil and criminal penalties. So the Corporate Transparency Act says that a person who willfully violates the reporting requirements may be subject to civil penalties up to $500 per day for each day that the violation continues. And like I said about the criminal penalties, they're talking about up to 2 years imprisonment with a fine of up to $10,000. So, this is something to be taken seriously. And I cannot stress enough why this is so important, to not only submit it timely, but also submitting an accurate report. So I must have your attention by now, right? So who has to file this? Now, there's a lot of information that's available on FinCEN's website. I'm going to include a link to the facts page, because you're going to want to go and look at it, because I can't go through all of them. But in the facts page, in section C, there's details about who a reporting company is and who's required to file the beneficial ownership information report and who's exempt. So there's some people that will need to be identified, and if you don't have a list of who these people are or don't know who they are, that's a separate conversation. But you need to identify who the beneficial owners are and who the company applicants are. You need to collect the necessary information, which includes personal details for both the beneficial owners and the company applicants. And the company applicant is the person who is filing on behalf of the company. Then you have to file the report. You submit it to FinCEN. Then if there are any changes to the beneficial ownership information, then you have to submit the updated record on the FinCEN website. So it seems pretty straightforward, but it's not something that you're going to want to push off. Now, what's the timeline on all of this? FinCEN's going to be accepting reports starting January 1st, 2024, and you cannot submit your report before that date. Now, if you're a new company, and that's a company that was formed on January 1st, 2024, but before January 1st, 2025, you have to report your beneficial ownership information within 90 calendar days after receiving actual or public notice that your company's creation or registration is effective. Now, if you're a company that is formed on or after January 1st, 2025, you have only 30 calendar days to do that. And if you're a company that was formed before January 1st, 2024, you have to submit the report by January 1st, 2025. And if you have to submit any updated information, you have 30 days to do that, 30 days from the date that the change actually occurred. So still, you're probably like, oh my gosh, what is all of this stuff? What do I do? There is additional help available on FinCEN's website. So I'm going to include the link for that. Apparently, they have professional advisors who can provide assistance. And as I said, there's the fact page. In addition, you could seek help and guidance from your business attorney, your resident agent, providing you have one that has the experience and expertise to help with this, or engage a reputable consultant like Tripod Coaching and Consulting. Now, I'm going to give you a word of warning. Because of this requirement, we're seeing that a lot of companies are starting out of just the ether, saying that they can help companies with this requirement. And it's gotten to the point that a threat alert was put on the FinCEN website. So be very careful about who you are engaging to help you with this, because if they give you incorrect advice or take your money and don't file the report, the business will be held responsible. And I'm telling you, that company may just disappear and never to be heard of from again. So, as I said, you need to make sure that you are informed about what the requirements are and that you submit the report accurately and complete. And make sure that you hit the deadlines, because like I said, if you don't, there are civil and criminal penalties that could affect you and your business. So once the reporting requirement portal opens up, go and submit it. Don't wait, because you might forget that you have to do it, and then you end up in a no shit moment, and that's when you call Tripod to help bail you out. But don't wait. Time is of the essence. So good luck, and thank you so much. Oh, and before you go, make sure to subscribe and follow so you can stay up to date on not only topics like this one, but other ones that are important for your business. And any questions you have, leave a comment and we'll respond.